high when we think that there is an external locus of control, which means the power and choice is always outside of me. And that is that, I believe that the cause of my pain and the cause of my happiness is outside. Now, the moment that I believe that, the cause of my pain is outside, and pain is something which is unpleasant and uncomfortable to most of us. So, if something is painful and the cause of that pain is outside, it means something needs to be corrected, changed, avoided, whatever it is, outside. Now, till the time it is with things and, to some extent with events and situations, I can try to control them. But when it happens with a person, that we want that person to correct themselves, to change themselves, and when that does not happen, and because, there is a lot of frustration which begins to build, and, we want those people to know that you are the cause of my suffering, and till the time you don't change, I am continuing to suffer, and you're not realizing it, right? Because you are the cause of my suffering. We resort to behaviors like blaming because we want them to feel guilty that they are not, aware that they are the cause of my suffering. So I blame, I criticize, I complain, I accuse, I nag. If I can, I threaten. If I can, I punish. And I also reward or bribe that other person to change. Now, this creates dependency. So, an external locus of control creates a psychology that the cause of my pain is outside. If the cause of my pain is outside, then whatever it is that it is outside, it needs to be changed, corrected, or avoided. And if that does not happen, I need to exert force, or I need to become completely hopeless. And then what happens is that in both situations, there is a sense of dependency. We say a baby can expect that someone else needs to soothe them, but a mature adult soothes his own self, right? Then, why is it that as a mature adult, I'm not being able to soothe myself, especially when it comes to my emotional suffering, my psychological sufferings? Why is it that I'm not being able to soothe myself? We can understand that for a baby because a baby is not capable of taking care of his own self. They don't have the knowledge, they don't have the ability. So we can understand that for a baby. But as a mature adult, why am I not being able to soothe my wounds, my pains? Why am I not being able to do that? Okay, let me give you an example. When you have cut yourself accidentally and there is bleeding and there is, wound, what would you do? You would immediately take a band-aid or the dressing. You would pay immediate attention to it. If it's an infection, you will see how you need to cure it. You will take antibiotics. You will, start the treatment. Right? And that sounds very obvious. There are no questions asked here. It sounds very obvious. In fact, if you don't take care of it, then, there can be questions that why didn't you take care of such a serious, infection? So we all know for physical pain that if I don't take care of it myself, if I don't take action for it myself, unless I'm a baby or a toddler, or it's an extreme case, where I cannot do the treatment, I go to somebody who is a healer or a doctor and I get myself treated. But otherwise, I would start the process of, trying to heal myself, right? So we know that for the physical pain. We have been taught, as we grew up, we had to become more responsible, we had to become more independent, and therefore we learned techniques, we went to school, we learned ways, and we were conditioned to believe that I need to take care of my physical needs, I need to take care of my financial needs. Therefore, if there's going to be any physical crisis, or there's going to be any financial crisis, I know how to deal with that, right? But why is it that I am like a newborn or I am like a senior citizen when it comes to my emotional needs? Why is it that somebody else has to take that responsibility when it comes to our emotions? Because nobody ever taught us, nobody ever touched that dimension of emotional responsibility, of taking care of yourself. If I know that for the physical wound, but I don't know how to deal with my emotional wounds, I don't know how to do it. So I'm as good as a newborn baby who's dependent on somebody else to take care of those needs. And that creates a very big dependency. But apart from that dependency, what happens is that we feel that I am in this pain and suffering, and somebody else needs to take action to fix it, to cure it, to heal it, to soothe it. And we are therefore waiting for them to start taking actions. And if they are not doing that, I continue to suffer. Can you imagine that for a physical wound? You would never do that, right? Also, if I have hurt myself, or somebody has hurt me, okay? Let's say somebody has hurt me physically. Am I going to expect that person who has hurt me to heal me? No. I know that that person doesn't have the knowledge and understanding of how to heal this. Yes, accidentally or maybe intentionally that person has hurt me, but that person doesn't have the knowledge and understanding of how to heal me. So I'm going to go to a doctor who has the knowledge and understanding of how to heal me. But unfortunately for the emotional wounds, we wait for that person who has hurt me to heal me. And it can be a very, very long wait. And another thing is that it's not just me who is thinking that the cause of my pain is someone outside, and hence that person needs to take action and fix this. We are all looking at somebody else. We are all busy blaming and expecting somebody else to heal me. So therefore everybody is in pain. How can you expect a person who is in pain to heal another person who is in pain? We need to start taking responsibility for healing my own wounds. Because after all, who is in pain? You are in pain. And for how long do you want to be in this pain? If you don't want to be in this pain for very long, then you will have to start taking action to fix it, heal it, soothe it. And it's going to be for your own well-being. It is not going to be for anybody else. That's the power of personal responsibility. That's the power of maturity. When there is pain in the physical body, the body gives you an indication that there is a problem and you need to address it. In the same way, that's the same thing for your mental health. If there's any symptoms like not being able to recover from an emotional pain, feeling hurt and rejected very soon, having very, very low self-esteem, these are all symptoms that there is a problem and you need to address it, you need to heal it, you need to cure it, right? Rather than waiting that somebody else is going to take action to fix it because somebody else is the cause of my pain. It's just that we have habitually blamed somebody else for our problems for such a long time that we hardly ever notice that the true source of all my emotional problems is me. My beliefs, my thoughts, my feelings. And I'm not working on those things because I'm blaming somebody else to change. And if they change, it's going to be good for them. I am the one who is in pain. And I don't want to be in this pain. So it's my responsibility to start taking action to fix it. We can also approach a professional mental health expert to help us understand what the problem is and to start taking action on this emotional wound as soon as possible. Because till the time I'm going to wait for somebody else to do that, you have to realize that the pain is increasing, the suffering is growing, The infection is spreading and it's going to turn into an incurable disease or a very painful disease, depression, addiction, and other mental conditions. Right? These are conditions that have been avoided for a long period of time because we were blaming somebody else, we were complaining, we were nagging, we were waiting for somebody else to come and put the band aid. And therefore, we are not able to forget the past injuries. And not only that, we keep them alive. So, the moment you take personal responsibility of something, it is for your own well being. And not only that, starting today, if you take this personal responsibility to heal yourself, what is going to happen is it's going to put you in the best place possible for tomorrow because your healing is going to start today. I need to take care of my pain. And we all know that. If I had a stomach pain, I cannot expect you to take the medicine and I'm going to feel better. If I am having a stomach pain, I am supposed to take the medicine and cure myself. Not a quick fix, healing it from the root cause of what is it, what is it that is affecting me. So, like we are aware of our responsibility physically and financially, let us also take personal responsibility of our emotional wounds. If you start working on that, if you start understanding yourself with the help of a professional, if you start healing yourself, you are going to feel much more better. And from that personal responsibility, your self respect and your self confidence is also going to blossom and grow, which is very important. So, internal locus of control. I have the control, I have the power, I have a choice, and I have the responsibility to take care of my emotional needs as well. And of course, God is always present. He's the greatest healer, and His unconditional love and acceptance helps us to heal very fast. He gives us all the help possible so that I can start healing. And by healing my own self, I can become a healer to somebody else as well because now I understand. Understanding and managing our own emotions. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.